Hello and welcome to KLON Clone Video, episode 2, where I take on an album and just talk about the songs and then ramble on about whatever the fuck I want to. So today I'm going to talk about Unknown Mortal Orchestra's Sex and Food, their 2018 a smashing success. I don't know how much smashing success it is. It doesn't even say. Usually it says if it goes platinum or something or gold. But I mean, who cares if everybody loves it? Cause I loved it. It starts off with a gold called Hubris, a nice little instrumental jam written by frontman Ruben Nielsen and Cody Nielsen. I bet those guys are brothers. Maybe I should have done more research on the band before I started doing a video on them. I don't know. Well, that goes into Major League Chemicals. She wanted to find a way to be someone else for a day. Major League Chemicals make her grave. Miracles in a bathroom stall. So Ruben is possibly describing someone using dissociative substance to escape their own problems. Isn't uncommon for drug use to happen in unsavory places such as a bathroom stall. Well, yeah, that makes sense. It's a good song. I didn't realize it was so dark. And then the chorus is just, she knows, she knows, she knows, Major League Chemicals. Oh, now that I read the lyrics, I remember, she knows, she knows, she knows, doon, 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 doon. Yeah, it's a, see what I mean? Like, they put all these fucking, like, little, happy tunes to like really sad and demented lyrics a lot of times, like Hey Ya, but that's another video. Unlike the opener gold called Hubris, the stringed instruments use a slightly clearer tone reminiscent of Jimi Hendrix's legendary psychedelic tone. The drumming also follows a more orderly and fast-paced rhythm with an added amount of pastiness on every hit. That's true. When I listened to their other albums, they definitely felt a bit more slow moving, more chilled out. This album had like a very, yeah, that's what I was feeling too, like a very psychedelic-y influenced tone. The third track on this album goes into Ministry of Alienation, which I don't remember off the top of my head, so let's play a little bit. Oh yeah, see, called that like the album flows really well. Called Hubris is kind of slow mid tempo, nice instrumental. Major League Chemicals goes more fast paced, upbeat. Ministry of Alienation brings you back down, doom, nice and chill, but it's still got that tone to it. And we look at the lyrics. Amoral but not evil, sick of fake democracies, no one will fuck the ugly robot. But when you sing it, it just doesn't have the same feeling as when you just read the words. Of fake democracies. See? I don't know. My thinking is done by your machine, can't escape the 20th century. Handing in my resignation. Wow. It's kind of like the alienation of this 20th century, the big machine, the hostile wasteland. Yeah, this song's pretty dark too. Samuel owns history. What is that a reference to? In ancient Hebrew tradition, Samael was a significant archangel of Talmudic lore. He's often depicted as both good and bad. Parallel with the previous line, amoral but not evil, he's said to be a seducer, accuser, and destroyer. Okay, well, the last 2 minutes of this me talking are kind of have music underneath. Maybe I should have done that differently. Oh well. Live and learn. This song is really kind of, didn't realize what it really implied, but it makes sense. Ministry of Alienation. But that leads us into the star song of this. Oh shit, I'm on shuffle. Oops. The star track of this album, Honeybee, which at the recording of this video has about 27 million plays on Spotify. And their other singles are on the top 10, but they're like not nearly as much as Honeybee. I guess they didn't realize how much people were gonna love this song. I love this song. It's well, I think the song that got me into this band was Honeybee, and then I was like, oh my god, this song is amazing. I gotta hear this album because I bet the rest of the album is really good. If this song is this good, and I was right. Obviously, I'm making a video about the album now, but Honeybee is the one that drew me in, probably from one of those radio stations. He says, warm rain and thunder, days are getting darker. A week is such a long time. Arras wrought like nature. Age of paranoia, don't be such a modern stranger, oh angel. Wait, Eros wrought like nature? This line should probably be read as a parallel with love survives forever. In the second verse, Arras all contain their own wars, religions, and dark times, the rot. Ruben Nielsen tells Honeybee that the purest feelings will not be affected by it. Wow, this guy's into like literature and stuff. Honeybee was described by Ruben Nielsen as being about his daughter, with the title coming from her middle name. It was intended as a platonic love song, but more complex ideas and advice were added to elevate the song above becoming too innocent or naive. Oh man, this guy really thinks about his music real deeply. That makes sense. It's for his daughter. I feel like there's no such thing as sweeter a sting. Honeybee, there's no such thing as sweeter a sting. When I was listening to the song, I thought there's no such thing, the sweetest thing, or something like that. But as sweeter a sting. In an interview with GQ, Ruben said, Honeybee on the records about my daughter. I was in New Zealand. They were jamming. And on the second take, they got something that felt good. They listened back and thought there was definitely something there, but we didn't really finish it until we got to Hanoi 5 months later. Wow. That's a long time to be sitting on such a hit song. There was a big monsoon and we got stuck in Airbnb a few days. We had a mobile recording set up and the house had a nice Yamaha piano, so we recorded some extra ideas in the apartment. They dropped the vintage mic into the piano and it sounded really distorted, so maybe it was the wrong thing to do, but they thought it worked nicely. Captured the mood of the day, ended up on the record that way, so I have different layers that I was lucky enough to experience to help that record. Each layer is like a memory. Oh, that's cool. And the chorus repeats like 4 times with only 2 short verses. Of heaven, tongues, and fencing, too many leaves in the city. Careful like an orchid, love survives forever. Age of paranoia, don't be such a modern stranger. Tongues are fencing refers to a verbal argument. Religious conflict of heaven is more passionate than practice of religion itself. I don't know, but this song feels really nice to listen to just experience. Oh, God, it's so good. Fun times are had when you listen to Honeybee. Let's go to the next one. Kronos feeds on his children. And then that guitar, that little hypnotic. And it brings you back from the nice chillaxing of Honeybee. And then it just goes into nice and easy. Kronos feasts on his children. So the instruments trick you into thinking it's something nice and chill, but I bet the lyrics are Kronos feasts on his children. Let's click on the link on genius.com. Kronos is the Greek god of time, but it wasn't actually him who devoured his children. It was Kronos, the first titan. The Greeks accidentally, some argue intentionally, conflated the two because of their similar names. Oh my God, Greeks, how could you take somebody else's stories and then misinterpret them and rename them something different? It's like you're almost every other civilization of the past who took stories from the past and you know what, I don't want to get into this. This is supposed to be about music, but the music is referencing Kronos. So that references this, talking about the past, people misinterpreting stories. Whatever. We can argue about that all day. By the time the Renaissance rolled around, they had been mashed up into the sickle-wielding father time. Oh, that's bullshit. Kronos' original offspring Eden was inspired by his own rebellion against his father, Uranus, who he castrated with a sickle at the bidding of his mom, Gaia. Yo, why are these all names I've heard before somewhere? Fearing similar treatment from his own kids, Kronos swallowed them all, Demeter, Hestia, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, before they had a chance to grow up. But he failed to eat the sixth child, Zeus, who escaped thanks to his mom, Rhea. Once Zeus came of age, I know this part of the story. They, got him to vomit the other kids out. So yeah, listen to the crunching music of the crashing mopes all around her, painted with the burning powders of exotic funerals that surround her. Wow. So yeah, this song is just about Kronos eating his children. Infection filled my head like springtime flower beds, and evaporating trash. Pressure in the skull like leaking timber hole made dreams so wonderful. Wow. But yeah, this song fucking feels good. It's just like, I don't know. And it's giving you a little history lesson about Kronos eating his kids. But after Kronos feasts on his children, a short minute 42, we go into American Guilt, which starts off with this little riff. And the drums crash in. Ah, oh, man, that's a good intro. But it feels like one of those intros that, like, I was just on my guitar one day and I'm pretty sure I played something similar to that, but, whatever. Oh, I totally thought of the same song, man. I just didn't record it. Well, yeah, even if I did record it, it would have came out totally different because I didn't have the same guy singing it, the same people on drums, the people on bass producing, ideas for lyrics, the structure of the song. So maybe a core, a little piece of the riff would have been similar, but then the chorus and everything else would have been totally different. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to burp again, but I didn't. Tape over the camera. No more utopian videos. Eyes painted on eyelids. Viva la Mexico. And then the pre-chorus is just no, oh no, no, oh no. Damn. But that little groove in there feels so good. No, oh no. What if I play the preview on the Genius website? I was cringing because the audio was too loud, not because I don't like the song. I should have just played it on Spotify. The volume was already adjusted. Oh no, here comes the American Guilt. American Guilt is the lead single, was the first one. Explores themes of government keeping watch over their people in paranoia. Oh yeah, land of the expensive, even the Nazis are crying. History's private property, Viva la Mexico. A reference to the American excess and opulence. The Nazis would steal valuable blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course they did. Everybody steals when they're in the height of their power. Of course they do. These lyrics may be referring to certain events in the U.S. history being kept secret by the government. Yeah, history's private property. Yeah, I mean, they keep a lot of things hidden even now. What are they hiding from us? Guess find out in Conspiracies Later. KLON Conspiracies coming soon. Interestingly, Ruben Nielsen stated that this lyric is simply filler, as when he wrote the song there was a space missing lyric. When asked about the lyrics in an interview with Uprocks, he said, well, actually, the Viva la Mexico line wasn't in the song when I first wrote it. It was a space in the song I didn't have a line for it. Oh, so he just kind of added that in for extra. No more utopian videos, though. What is that supposed to mean? But most people's exposure to America through television. Oh, yeah. So people would see Americans on TV and movies and they think, oh, man, it looks so great over there. But then internet came around, smartphones, lots of police shootings, lots of school shootings. Now, I mean, people don't see it the same way. But for the most part, I didn't die so far. You know, Gilroy's pretty close. That Garlic Festival. It's pretty tragic. Uh, Damn it! There I go again, talking about depressing shit. Let's play more of American Guilt. Bell, Elizabeth Guilt. Oh, so much American Guilt. But I don't have a little guilt because I'm Chicano. So I'm not. I guess I'm American still. I eat so much hamburgers. Oh, contributing so much to global warming with all that in and out I be eating in here in California. What can I say? The internet of love that way. Next track. What is this one about? I wake up alone. Do you wake up with someone else? Oh man, sad song, very sad song. Only you could love me. Only you could love me. And then he says that way 4 times for the chorus. Awoke with long fingernails in the internet of love. Man, it's like you're just don't paying attention for so long. Your fingernails just get long. You're like, wow, I haven't been doing shit for days, weeks. Yeah, this song is really sad and slow. I helped you raise our imaginary child. Wow, literal internet love relationship. Oh yeah, so somebody he doesn't actually have a real relationship with, but is convinced that this person is the only one that could love me. Oh, in this day and age, right? Everybody acts crazy nowadays. AKA the song that's second most popular from this album with 5 million. Wait, no. Third most popular. No, wait. No, wait. Yeah, it is second most popular. 5.9 million streams on Spotify. Who knows YouTube and other avenues? People have vinyl and CDs still, right? But yeah, it's a pretty good song. Let's play a little. I'm caught. Beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond this. I'm caught. Beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond these years. We're growing in a vicious garden. We don't complain or nothing. But it's one of those songs that's upbeat. Because it's so happy. And because I'm caught. Beyond the feeling. I don't remember how exactly how he sings it. But I do remember it sounds like a happy tune. Feeling I won't live far beyond this cycle. Beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond these years. We're growing in a vicious garden. It's weird how I don't remember, like I see the words and I don't know how to fucking sing it, but then the song comes on and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly how to sing all of these words. Of course I do. But yeah, did you hear the silence? Did you hear that sound silence kind of jumpy now? What is that supposed to mean? He makes a reference to the paranoid feeling that some drugs can create in our minds. Oh yeah, that's true. Not that I've done drugs. But if I did, I'd know the feeling that he's describing. Everyone acts crazy nowadays. They sure do, man. They sure do. Ruben said in an interview with Billboard, the thing about everybody acts crazy nowadays being like a piss take. I don't think that I'm saying that any of this is unwarranted. If anything, I think people are underreacting to the state we're in. But I think that the tone of everything can't just be kind of running around in a panic all the time. True. It's like with the South Koreans. One thing that was so cool about being in Seoul, I don't know how to pronounce that, is that they live literally next door to Kim Jong-un and they are so cool about it. They're just like, we're not scared of him. And their attitude is, I think, something that you have to develop. We have to kind of develop some bravado about these issues because you've got to get on with life. That's fucking true. It resonates so much with me because I would be so fucking paranoid about like all kinds of bullshit. Like what's the CIA doing? What's the fucking NSA watching everybody for? What's other these foreign countries doing? What the hell's the deal with the aliens? Like which ones are good? How many bad ones are there? But then I can't like let all that shit bring me down because life's gonna move on. And I'm just gonna spend my whole life worrying about things I can't control. So yeah, I gotta have some sort of bravado and be like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I can do something. I can make a YouTube show talk about music. It brings us to the next track, this Doomsday. God said it takes far more than confession. Be a good man or give me your best impression. And then he says, God said, my blood too warm for forgiveness, set forth on an interstellar arc of sinners. And it again starts with one of those like little acoustic, repetitive melodies. Far more than confession. Wow. But the song kind of brings you nice and more doomy, I guess. More slow compared to everybody acts crazy nowadays. But you know, it's what Ruben's feeling. He's feeling like God's saying it takes more than just confession. Lord, don't let me get bored Sunday, left with a million things to say, left me on this doomsday. Yeah, it's a very haunting track, but I feel it because, you know, like you feel like, oh, well, it's Sunday, I should be going to church and praising God or something. Left with a million things to say, left me on this doomsday. So maybe he's like, it's doomsday, so you're gonna get left that day. I don't know. God said the confusion is the feeling. Write a hook here or let it be unappealing. God said, read me in the cliff's erosion. Sunlight feels so good, but I just can't see nothing. Wow. It does feel like a fucking just doomsday track. But you know, sometimes you do get that feeling, those feelings of doom and gloom, and God's not really there. But he goes into how many zeros after that? Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not as familiar with the second half of this album as I am the first half. Obviously, not those first three, but those three tracks of Honeybee, um, Colonel's Feast on His Children, and then American Guilt, like repeat like many times. But I did listen to the whole thing a couple times, probably a few times. Just obviously not as much as the other ones. Let's play a little more of How Many Zeros. Oh my god, I'm burping a lot today, but how many zeros do you need to the territory of fear? How many zeros do you need? I think it's about money, right? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I remember this song now. Sometimes bruises equal memories, pull towards the love like gravity. I gotta look into more of this guy's lyrics because it all seems pretty poetic. And he's right, like how many zeros do you need? How much material things in your life is gonna make you happy? It's not going to, is the answer. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. Did I? Well, it felt like I did. All right, next song. We're not in love. We're just high. I don't know if you guys have ever been high, but you like somebody, you think you love them. It's been referenced in many other tracks. There was like an Eminem track where he had this really funny whole few bars about it. And this song's definitely like something that you listen to when you're psychedelic out, like on tripping or something. Yeah, the whole song is just pretty much about, as I'm reading the lyrics, it's just about we're not in love, we're just hang out high as kites. Yeah. So it's kind of like you kind of know you're not in love But you still want to go, like, you still want to sing the song, you still want to have fun or whatever. You still want to say, we're flying. I love you. But then you kind of, at the same time, you're just like, we're not really in love. I don't know. But whenever I experienced a psychedelic experience, it was always like, I was super happy, but somehow, somewhere in my mind, I was like, I kind of knew what was going on. Maybe I was just remembering. I don't know. It's something very unique. I gotta do it again to really know what's going on. Not really, not really. Of course, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, terrible, terrible. Next song. If you're going to break yourself. Where'd all my druggy friends go? Mississippi, San Francisco, they think I don't understand anything anymore. I miss how we used to speak the secret loser language. You block my number just because I stay alive. Wow, that's seems so personal. Inspired by a real group of friends who abandoned him after he sobered up. Oh, wow. I had a group of friends that I made in this band, mostly in America and Europe. I cleaned up my act a little bit because of my kids and everything, and there was this weird thing where some of the people I had felt my closest friends just didn't trust me anymore. Wow, he lost a whole bunch of friends. I'm trying to stay alive so I can look after my kids. They don't have kids, they don't understand. Wow, that's. If you're gonna break yourself, you're gonna break me. That's. Wow, that's really fucking interesting, dude. But yeah, sometimes it takes experiences and things to happen in your life for you to realize who's real in your life and who's not. Uh, and unfortunately, like, sometimes people act like they are and you think that they are, and you're so confident that they're there for you, and then something happens, you need them, bam, they're not there. Or like this guy, you kind of decide that you want to change your life and stop doing drugs and be a healthier person, and then those people just don't like you, or they just don't understand what you're trying to do with your life. You're trying to better yourself, and they're just still stuck in the, oh well, this is how I want to live my life. If you're not going to live my life, your life, how I live my life, I don't want you to be a part of my life. It seems a little short-sighted and stupid, because you should know people from a lot of different walks of life, and you can learn up things from all kinds of people, regardless of age or ethnicity or whatever small thing you can think of. It's about more than that. True wisdom comes from knowing what to get rid of. Something about knowledge is about acquiring, and wisdom is about knowing what to cut. Like, I had a pumpkin vine in my backyard, and the leaves were starting to grow that little white fungusy shit. I read online you're supposed to cut those off. So I was cutting off some leaves, and I was like, oh, this whole section of vine should just be cut off because it's not growing anything. And I kind of traced it back. There was vines everywhere. There's like another vine on top in this way. And I got the shovel, and I just went and I cut the vine. And then when I moved it around, I saw that that vine was actually splitting into two, and the other vine went longer, went around, wrapped around, and it had a like a good maybe 6-inch pumpkin. It was still like white, but it was growing. It was a big pumpkin. And then farther down the line on the same vine, there was like 2, 3 flowers, and two more little pumpkins like 2 inches in diameter. And I accidentally just killed those pumpkins. And you make mistakes sometimes. I don't remember what the point of that story was. But, live and learn. It's not the end of the world. You lose some friends, it's not the end of the world either. You just realize who's worth it and who isn't. That feels like a good place to stop, isn't it? Enjoy Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Look into this album. It's great. I'll have to look at more of their music, because if you look at their Spotify page, it's not just all the songs from the album. There's other songs from all the other albums that got some popularity, a lot of streams. They're I thought I was gonna end it. All right, well, let's stop it right here. See you next time.